Hey, pedal people, it's Pedal Guy here. How you doing? You got pedal questions, I got pedal answers, and we're gonna get started right now. Well, hey, it's Scott at the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Now, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you take a second and click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities because we do post daily and we'd love to hear from you. Well, this is our weekly series of videos where I take your questions, your comments, your feedback, and try to answer them to the best of my ability. Last week's episode, we got a lot of great feedback. Got a tremendous amount of feedback for our first Trio Tuesday from last week, and really looking forward to next week's Trio Tuesday. I'm feeling kind of an adult contemporary sort of mood, so I'll leave you guessing until then. And we're getting this week's video ready too, where I'm going to take the Headrush Pedalboard and I'm going to show you how to set it up as an audio interface. So I hope you tune back in on Friday to check that out. We'll do the same thing with the Ampero, by the way, because I have seen some questions about that. And I even brought this guy back out a little bit. Could it lead to something? Could it not? I don't know. Maybe we'll have a SDRUM Saturday or a SDRUM Sunday or something. I don't know. We'll see what we can get done with this. But for the time being, let's just get on to the questions and answers. Our first question comes to us from Eli23NYC, and it's in regard to the latest video that I did on combining pedals with synths. Eli writes, what wasn't explained is how to hook them up. The output of the Uno is stereo and most pedals are mono. Did you use stereo to mono converters in the setup or straight TRS jumping from 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch then back out? Can you elaborate on your signal path, please? Well, Eli, thank you very much for your question. I really wish it was that complicated, but it wasn't. In the case of the mono output, the output of the Uno, it is a stereo output, but it's mono summed. So I treated it as a mono output, and I simply went 1/8 inch out of the Uno to the Lounsbury organ grinder, and then 1/4 inch mono out of there to the Nobel's ODR Mini, and then from there to the mixing board, where I added a little extra reverb on it just to give it some more ambience. But that's basically all I did there. So it was a very straight and basic connection, but I think the results speak for themselves because I got some pretty wicked sounds out of that little configuration. But thank you very much for your question. Our next question comes to us from ZincMiz2, and it's in regard to the binary amp pedal from Hot Tone. So, can you swap out the amp models using the software, like pick your favorite 16 from the library and upload them? Well, Zinc, thank you very much for your question. And the very simple answer is all 16 are already available in the pedal. You actually don't have to load them from the software. They're already in there. So you don't even have to worry about that. The software is, in the case of the binary amp pedal, as I recall, is more or less just to alter the parameters of the amp that you select. And that's basically about it. So the cool thing that you can do with it, though, is because it does have a cabinet model built into it, but it's strictly a matched model to the amp that you're selecting. If you want more of a variety, what you can do is you can get the binary cab pedal from Hot Tone, and you've got those 16 amps, and then you've got just dozens of different selections for the cabinet, because it's not only does it have a whole bunch of cabinets built in, but it's also got the ability to be an IR loader as well, which gives you access to literally hundreds of different combinations. So you could have a lot of fun with that, but I definitely would suggest working with both of those in combination. I think the results will be pretty spectacular. So thank you very much for your question. So this question was from Freddy's Nightmare. Used to be one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. And it's in regard to the one of the videos I did back there with the Trio Plus, where we were talking about matching parts. And the question was, do they make effects pedals that make a harpsichord effect sound? Well, the only thing that I can think of that might be suited to what you're asking for is possibly the Digitech Mosaic, which does a 12-string guitar effect. And that's pretty much the only one that I can think of right off the bat. The other thing, of course, is MIDI, but that's a whole other ball of wax that you'd get into it. And I do think that I owe this channel some videos about using MIDI with guitar. because I know that there's a lot of users out there that are still scratching their heads about how that works. And now with all of these different combinations of the jam stick, even my Strat back here that's got a GK3 MIDI pickup already installed in it, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. And I've been doing MIDI guitar since like forever. So I'll be probably digging into that in the near future, but I hope that answers your question. Our next question comes to us from Dr. McFarlane Studios. That's Nathan McFarlane for you. He's a big old Headrush user, very active user on the forums, and he writes, "The Feedbacker is supposed to be a freakout clone." And yes, Nathan, it absolutely is a freakout clone. And honestly, when I was doing the video, that fact just escaped me. I actually did a follow-up video where I stated exactly that. But thank you very much. Our next question comes to us from Luigi, and it's in regard to the Headrush Looper. For the first layer, it would be great if the looper started recording when sound is detected. Can we make something other than to be precise on when to push the record button? Do you have any advice? Thanks for the great content, by the way, and thumbs up. Well, Luigi, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it as always. In answer to your question, to the best of my knowledge, what you're talking about is an auto detect feature. And as far as I know, it isn't there yet, unless I'm missing something. I'll have to go back and look, but I took a look through the manual before I did this video and I didn't see anything about an auto detect feature. But it is something you do find in a lot of loopers today. So I'm sure that it's something that's being worked on if it isn't already. And if it's not already out, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. And if it's not there, then I will send a message off to the Headrush team. They're very responsive. And of course, they are always updating their products and coming up with some really cool new features. So I'm sure that if it's not there now, it's only a matter of time before it is. For the meantime, I would just simply practice with the looper and just kind of get your part rehearsed before you start looping. And I think you'll be happy with the results you get. But thank you very much. And our final bit of feedback comes to us from Michael Moore. No, not that Michael Moore, but another Michael Moore in regard to the Trio Plus Quick Start video that I did some time ago. It's not that awesome. It's okay. You get what you pay for. Well, Michael, thank you very much for your feedback. Obviously, I don't make the Trio Plus, so everybody's entitled to their opinion. Personally, I think you get a lot of value out of it, mainly as a practice tool, but also as a performance tool. And while it may be a little limiting to those of us who have been in music technology for a really long time, I've been in music tech pretty much the majority of my entire career. And I can tell you, yes, if I looked at it along those terms, I would not think it's so awesome. But thinking about it as a guitar player who's just trying to get some drums and some bass together, I think it's a really awesome tool myself. But again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as the saying goes. So I'm sure you're definitely entitled to your opinion, and I respect your opinion. Thank you very much for it. Well, that pretty much wraps it up here for questions and answers, episode 7. Now, in closing, I'd like to express my gratitude to all of the wonderful feedback and support that I got from my viewers from last week's video, where I was reading off some of the colorful statements I've gotten from people over the last few weeks and months and even years in some cases. And it's just been amazing, the support that each and every one of you has offered up, and I couldn't be more touched. So thank you very, very much for that. I do appreciate that. And it's I believe in karma. So I do good things will happen. You do good things will happen to you too. I think it's a wonderful thing to keep in the back of your mind. I'm hoping that social distancing is going well for you at the moment. It's going quite well for us. My wife is working next door here, and I'm here, and I'm cooking. I haven't cooked so much in my life. And we're also busier than I've ever been. Honestly, it's like Christmas every day for sales. And so thank you very much for all the support that we get from you through our different marketplace resources like eBay and Reverb and our direct store. We very much appreciate each and every one of you for your support in these rather difficult times. So in closing, I would just say, stay positive. I know I've been giving you some words of encouragement every week, but right now, honestly, it's escaping me at the moment of what to say, other than just to believe that things will get better over time, and you just simply have to stay the course and continue to follow those guidelines. So it's very, 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 very important. So I'm sure you've got a mask now at this point. If you don't, you need to get one. Go into your closet, find a bandana, something like that, just to keep yourself safe and healthy, because I want you to be safe and healthy so that you can continue to enjoy what life has to offer you. Not just the videos, not just music, but just life. Enjoy it. Just because we're in this social distancing phase of our existence does not mean we cannot enjoy life still. We certainly can. So I hope you will join me in enjoying more life as life goes on. So for more information on the pedals that we've discussed today and the other pedals that we carry and sell, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.